Hello, welcome to the Data Science Advanced project. Here we will build an image classifier to classify elephants, horses and lions. So in this, there are two submissions. The submission 1 involves writing code from scratch, and submission 2 involves using any of the available open source libraries or any other libraries to do the classification after doing the data augmentation. So in this demo video, I will be showing you the sample code, how to create a classifier from scratch. The first task is to scrape images from Google. So for this demo video, I will be using an open source library known as Google Image Scraper. The code is available on GitHub. However, I encourage you to learn to write your own scraper. So for this code, which is also included in the sample code, you need to go to the main.py file, which is included in this folder, Google Image Scraper. And here you need to set what you want to download. So here I put elephants, and here is the number of images which is set to 20 currently. And there are a few other features that you can set, like the resolution, etc. And then, as instructed in the readme file, you need to go to the terminal and run this. So let me just run this python main.py file. So it's saying that image path not found. This is because I never searched for elephants before or scraped images of elephants before. So it is just creating a new folder. Currently it is gathering the image links. This can take a little while. Now while this happens, let me tell you, suppose this does not work and suppose you encounter an error. That may be an error because of your WebDriver. So if you encounter a WebDriver error, the only thing you need to do is you see what error appears, like create a folder called WebDriver if it is not present, and check what error is appearing. If there is no particular error appearing, then install Chrome driver linux64.zip manually. Also, please make sure you use terminal and not VS Code if you are using this built-in library, Google Image Scraper. So it has completed 13 images. Let's wait for a while 20 images are completed downloading. Often not 20 out of 20 images get saved. This is because some of them are in formats which are not supported, but most of them will get saved. So here it is now saving images. So it says some have not been saved, but that is not a problem. Let's check the images saved. So here elephants is created and it saved only 5 images because out of the first 20 hits, I had set to save only JPEG images and only 5 of them were JPEG. However, you can make changes, and if you want more images, you can set this number to, let's say, 2000 or something. It will take a little while, but everything will be okay. Now let's move on. Once this image scraping part is done, you will create a data set which contains images containing elephants, lions and horses. Now going to the model. So this is a sample code for creating your model. This involves a simple neural network, a convolutional neural network ahead, and some data augmentation. Now let's check this out. For this you need to preferably have support for IPYNB files, which is also available in VS Code. So this involves the use of Tensorflow. You can also use PyTorch, but the sample code is given in Tensorflow. And for this, what I have done is, first of all, I show how to create a simple neural network, which is a dense neural network. For this, we first load and pre-process the data. This is because the images that have been downloaded can be of any size. So this is just one step I took into consideration. You may choose not to include this. I set the target size to 150, 150, and I just did some pre-processing. And then I created a neural network. I've used the sequential model here and added a few layers, 2 layers with ReLU activation and the final layer with a sigmoid activation. This is because this is just differentiating horses and elephants. As this is an example code, this is not the exact classifier expected. It is just a classifier to classify between horses and elephants. And it's just named as cat path, dog path, but that does not make any sense. This is a classifier between horses and elephants. So when you create your simple neural network as shown here, it will create 2 layers with ReLU activation and a final layer with sigmoid activation. And then you just run different epochs and you will find some accuracy. Here it is 52%, which is very less. So we move on and I show you how to create a convolutional neural network in Tensorflow. So again, here we make use of Tensorflow and some other libraries. You can choose to do this in PyTorch. The same data pre-processing has been done here to make it into 150 cross 150 pixel size. and then the data set is picked up, and here these create our CNN, which is the convolutional neural network, having ReLU activation and the final stage being sigmoid activation, because again we are making a classifier between elephants and horses in this sample code. Moving on, as this is not enough and this is a data science project, we need to do some data augmentation. So for data augmentation, what we can consider is, suppose changing the rotation, changing the zoom, and flipping it horizontally, because an elephant when horizontally flipped is also a valid elephant. You can create many more features like this. Please make sure you do this, because this improves the accuracy greatly, because with the CNN we had an accuracy of like 70%, but with the data augmentation done and the model fit again, the accuracy goes up to 76%. Note that in this sample code we have made a classifier between 2 categories and not 3 categories as expected, and this is a very basic image classifier which you need to submit for your midterm phase evaluation, and the accuracy must be good enough, reasonably good enough, and this is not what will be considered for the final Kaggle leaderboard. There you will have to submit another submission, which is submission 2, which may be an open source library, or it may be some other tool which you can use for the best classification. Thank you.